Welcome to the podcast today. We're going to be discussing episode 3 today. And I think it's going to be a huge episode today, so it's going to be a pretty long one. About 45 minutes to an hour. We don't know how long this is going to be. So grab some popcorn, grab Coca-Cola, grab what you can. It's going to be a long episode. It's going to be a great episode. As you tell, I'm not wearing my glasses right now. I'm not going to go into boring. But right now, the first thing on the topic is hunting Bigfoot and Dogman. That's the one topic I'm going to do the most. Or the Brickaroo, man. Whatever pronounce that, I can't really pronounce it. Anyway, this episode is going to be a little bit longer than any other episode I've done. And after that, we're going to be talking about haunted hospital. One haunted hospital in particular that I've heard of. I can't remember the name of it, but I want to talk about haunted hospitals. If there's any explanation of haunted hospitals in the world, how many are there? That's one thing I'm going to be doing, is how many are there to where, how many hospitals are there? First, we're going to do hunting Bigfoot and the Dogman and Gorilla Man. Hunting the Gorilla Man. I can remember the actual thing. Imagine if all three of these monsters do exist. We're going to get into that first topic today. So, hunting the Gorilla Man, on the other hand, would be hard to do because he's half gorilla, half human. Dogman's more of a dog man because it's more of human, more of a werewolf look. Same as a Rougarou. Bigfoot's just Bigfoot himself, You can't really deny it, but how can we hunt these animals? Could they already been killed? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know if there's any explanation about these animals becoming who they are. It just so happens when they think about it, you think about Dogman, you think about Bigfoot, you think about the Gorilla Man. Have these monsters already been hunted down and why no one has come forward yet? Even hearing sightings, or even hearing stories, we've been hearing a lot of stuff. To where I do, and this is going to be pretty interesting to say, that all three of these creatures, in my mind, are completely not too obsessed with it, but they're not too keen on it. Now, I'm going to be talking about this for about 30 minutes to an hour. So it's going to be a pretty long segment, so grab some popcorn and talk about it. None of these monsters have came through, or nobody has come through to say, look, I killed the monster. I killed the Rougarou, I killed the Dogman, I killed Bigfoot, I killed the Gorilla Man. Nobody has come towards authorities or paranormal investigators or any monster hunters that say, look, I've killed this monster. It strikes off occasionally where these people, maybe these animals have been killed. Maybe these animals have been killed, maybe they have. It happens. When they say it happens, yes, they could have been hunted. And nobody decided to take it for themselves. And nobody talked to podcasters about this. Nobody's talked to you about paranormal investigators about this for hunters. Anybody. Most of these animals are already killed. Joey Merkel the other day found something he hadn't experienced that got him sick, but there was nothing out there to where, and this was about a couple of days ago. I saw the story, but it was only a couple of days ago. They were out there for hours on end trying to look for a monster-like being, and apparently they haven't seen any sign of it. And so it's sadly figure, but they can't tell if it was out with no photographic proof. And that was a story, and that was about a couple of days ago. I think it was 4 days ago or a week ago that was posted on Tony Mickle's website that does the confessionals. If you want to check out the confessionals at my show, go to the confessionals and click subscribe. It will help him out immensely. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of his, but I know him through his show. So if you want to hook up that show, go to my YouTube page off in this channel and hook up the confessionals or type it in, It's a very good show. I recommend it if you're into monsters, if you're into UFOs, if you're into ghosts. Let me know in the chat and hook up confessionals. It's a very good show. I recommend listening to it from Merkle Media. They're 100% sure working in Merkle Media. But yeah, Tony Merkle was looking for a scientific creature. Apparently he never found it. He never really found it. And they were out here for hours on end. But a damn old simple Bigfoot. A damn old simple dog man. A damn old simple gorilla man. Where could this monster be? And what is it? Could it be part crocodile? Could it be part wolf? Like a riggeroo? Or the dog man? Everything falls into place when something happens like that. But no, any of these monsters, including this new monster that somebody emailed Tony Merkle, I think they just came out there just to get lost. Somebody made up the story saying there was no conclusive evidence. I think they just made it up to make him get lost. And I'm a big fan of his work. So, but yeah, when you take a look at the gorilla man, dog man, Bigfoot, and if any of these monsters have already been hunted, somebody has to come forward. Somebody has to come forward looking at that to where, look, I killed this animal. Prove it. Kind of like when the government covers up UFOs. They know they exist. But 9 times out of 10, they cover it up, they deny it, saying aliens do exist, UFOs do exist. They say the men in black don't exist. That's the whole point of it, to where everything falls into place. But if you think about these animals here, from the gorilla man, dog man, Bigfoot, where could they be? Where's the trace of it? We have no explanation. People have taken pictures, they have taken photographs. I think they've taken photographs. I don't think they had any recollection to where anything happens to what one another happened to that photograph. So I think I know what they did with the photograph. They just don't know. They just don't want to admit it. Or they're going to be too scared to admit that they saw Dog Man, Bigfoot, or the Gorilla Man. They sort of admit it. Whatever happens with that, it really skates off occasionally with that, and I don't know. There's some things I believe in. I believe in UFOs. I believe in hunting Bigfoot now and then, But once if these animals have been killed, I believe in the UFOs. I believe in conspiracy theories. I believe our government's covering something up. But between the dog man or the gorilla man, I really don't believe it. There's been stories I've heard. Both of these monsters trusted things that they had done it. But they had no idea to do it. It's just so paranormal to them. It's just crazy. So if any of these monsters do exist, nobody's come forward. They have come forward in podcasts. They have come forward. But never through the media itself. They have never went to a reporter or a news anchor that covered that area. Think about that for a second. They have went to podcastings, went to live shows, talked it on interviews on radio, but they've never gone to the news media. A lot of them don't go to the news media because they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it that they have found some sort of monster. Whether that would be Bigfoot or the Dogman. You know, nobody has come forward. I think they're too afraid to, not to admit it, but to. I think after looking inside the eyes of a monster and they have that fear in them, I think they're afraid to say, look, Bigfoot does exist. How about we just hunt him down and start an angry mob? To where, yes, he does exist, yes, he does this, he does that. It strays off occasionally to that, to where, yes, Bigfoot doesn't exist for anything or reason, you know, he exists. But as for the Dogman and the Gorilla Man, I don't think they do exist. There would have been true evidence if these two animals would exist. And plenty of times I've seen talking about the Gorilla Man only once on the confessionals. Dogman, several times, 5 times in a row, they have talked about Dogman or Wiggaroo. Bigfoot is a phenomenon when it comes to quote unquote creepy creatures of the night, as I would say. You know, it just so happens when they do this, and it just so happens when they talk about Bigfoot, they talk about Bigfoot too many times. Focus on the Wiggle, focus on the Dogman, focus on the Gorilla Man. You're not gonna find Bigfoot. He could be dead for all we know. Somebody might have already killed him. And sort of decapitated him. You know, I think he's already been dead for. If the sightings have started back, say, 1977, 71, somewhere between there, and it went through the 80s, somebody probably already killed him in the 90s. And they're still mentioning Bigfoot today. I don't really believe in Bigfoot that much. I think somebody's already killed this monster. Never brought the evidence towards the police. Never brought it to investigators who were monster hunters that came to them. And look at that. And say, look, I've killed Bigfoot. They don't want to admit it. I don't think he's been killed. Or nobody has come forward. Somebody would have come forward by then. And to me, that's hogwash. Why would you bring up the story so many times? I think the animal, Bigfoot. Pardon me. I thought it might be coming back. The animal Bigfoot should be already killed. So nobody has come forward yet. No photograph proof. No bullet trace. No trackings of. Now there's been trackings of Bigfoot. Some people have followed. That's the proof. The other proof to this is Hunt the Dogman, Hunt the Gorilla Man. They're the two most important popular monsters. Bigfoot, you've been talking about for 50 years. If you live that long, 60, 80, depending on how this story started, they have talked about it. They have talked about it quite a bit sometimes, to that point. Forget about Bigfoot. Gorilla Man, Dogman, Wiggaroo are the future of monsters. But who knows, maybe these monsters have already been killed anyway. But why bring the subject up? Why bring the subject up? A lot of times you think about that. And when you think about that subject, it straight up occasionally, I don't know why people keep bringing it up. To a certain degree. To where, yes, they do have an actual monster hunt. Yes, they do have an actual haunting. The other thing is about that, I don't really say if they did exist, the whole main factor would that be to where Yes, they have hunted these animals, but where these animals have gone, somebody might have already hunted them, put their head on the trophy wall, and display it for themselves, having a glass of martini, having a glass of wine, saying, I've done it. I've hunted Bigfoot, or the dog man, or the gorilla man. Nobody's come forward to authorities, to paranormal investigators, to podcasters, to monster hunters. Nobody's come forward to these people. It strays off occasionally to where they could say, look, I have found all three monsters. I have killed all three monsters. And apparently a lot of times that happens in monster hunting. You don't know if these people have been killing these monsters. But imagine if they did kill the monster. What will happen? I just don't know if these monsters could existed, or could they have done quite a bit in the past with that monster. I don't know. It straight off occasionally where I think you would have had the bullet shot from a sniper rifle or a revolver or a 50 caliber. I mean, there was one guy on Tony Miller's podcast, I remember, saying, look, I have killed, quote unquote, Bigfoot. I'll say that again. I quote unquote killed Bigfoot. Now what you mentioned, there's no proof though. There's no proof that he's killed this monster. Enlightenment of everything. I think that was podcast, I'll look it up, make a sort out of that, and I don't know what episode it was. But yes, it has made assumptions to where he has killed Bigfoot. I don't believe he's the one that killed him. He told Tony Merkel, but he never went to the cops. He never went to the FBI, CIA, or any of the Bureau investigators, saying, look, I did it. I'm borrowing my aunt's phone. One second. All right. It's on. Confessionals. The confessionals. Confessionals. Confessionals.
How can you find strength and peace in this crazy?
Sorry about that. So let me see if I can find it here. And I think I remember. If he still has it up, I could be able to tell you guys that he has hunted Bigfoot, you know. And I think that was posted. Which one was it? River Nugmy hunting Bigfoot, and I think that was I think that was previous episode they had. But you know, never mind, dog's on my camera. Wait. This is not bad. I'm not worried about it. Oh yeah, it was episode 500, and it was episode 500, apparently, and this was a year ago that they have made this monster, saying, look, I've killed Bigfoot. It was episode 500 of the Confessionals, saying, I did kill Bigfoot. This guy here, I was on Jerry Merkel's podcast, saying, look, I did kill Bigfoot. I did kill him. But that doesn't explain anything else in between. You know, if they would have killed Bigfoot, they would have gone to the authorities. They would have gone to police forces. Everything else in between, to where they're saying, look, it ain't gonna happen. It happens, you know. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think about all three of these monsters. If Bigfoot also, let me also know in the comments down below if you think Bigfoot has been haunted by this guy that say, look, I've killed Bigfoot. Now on to the last topic of today for the podcast. I know I wasted 5-10 minutes of your time. I apologize for that. Haunted hotels, or haunted asylum, or hospitals. Haunted hospitals, or asylums. A lot of times when you need to go to haunted hospitals, it does strays off occasionally to haunted hospitals. How many haunted hospitals are there? 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe 1,000. There could be 1,000 in any way. To where, yes, we could do this to a certain degree.